This is a message for you, and don't try to scroll past it, because if you do, you will feel the emptiness that comes when God Himself is trying to speak and you refuse to listen. I am telling you, this message did not reach you by mistake. It is not an accident that your eyes are here. Heaven has been moving pieces, shifting things in silence, pulling strings that you cannot see, only to make sure that in this very moment, at this very second, you receive the words that will either save your heart or let it bleed forever. God says, don't take this lightly. Don't think it's just another set of words. I am speaking directly to you. You've been asking, haven't you? You've been lying awake at night, replaying conversations in your head, looking for answers where there are only shadows. You have whispered into the dark, God, does He really love me? God, why does it feel like I'm not enough? God, why does she still exist in this story when it should be me and only me? And God heard every cry. Don't tell anyone that you're reading this right now, because this is meant only for your heart. This is heaven bending down, pulling the veil off something you've been afraid to see, and God begging you not to turn away this time. He loves you. Yes, He does. Don't question that part, don't let your insecurities try to twist it. His heart recognizes you, His soul leans toward you, and when He says your name, something inside Him trembles with truth. But love, as pure as it may be, does not always come free from chains. And God says, my child, you need to know this, He still carries her. He still lets her control the pieces of His heart. And that is why you have been feeling torn, confused, caught between moments of passion and moments of silence. That is why His eyes sometimes drift into places you can't follow. That is why you feel both chosen and forgotten at the same time. She is not gone. Her shadow still lingers in the rooms of His memory. She still whispers in the corners of His mind, still plays with the strings of His past, and those strings tug at Him even when He swears He's done. God says, do not mistake His love for you as weakness. He does love you, but understand this, love alone cannot break the grip of a ghost He hasn't released. This is the shocking truth you've been afraid to admit. And God is telling me to tell you this, there is nothing wrong with you. You've been wondering, what does she have that I don't? Why can't He cut her off if He says I'm the one? And heaven answers, it's not about you being less. It's about Him being bound. He is tied to memories, to guilt, to unfinished wounds, and the enemy uses those pieces to keep Him divided. That's why when you feel His love, it feels so deep and real, but when you feel His distance, it feels like death itself. It's because His heart is not whole, it's split. And you deserve the whole thing, not broken fragments. God is begging you, don't close your eyes to this truth. He is not showing you this to hurt you. He is showing you this so you don't waste your soul trying to heal a man who must choose to heal himself. You cannot compete with a ghost. You cannot fight for space in a heart that still lets another's fingerprints remain. You can pray for him, yes, but you cannot save him. Only God can cut those strings. And until He allows God to, you will always feel the weight of another woman in what should be only yours. Don't tell yourself lies anymore. Don't cling to, maybe he'll change tomorrow, as if tomorrow is promised. God says, look at what he shows you today. You know the silence you feel after he leaves. You know the hesitation in his voice when he says he's over her. You know the way he gets defensive when you bring her name up. Stop doubting what you already know. The Spirit has been showing you the cracks, but you keep covering them with excuses. He does love you, but he still gives her power. He still lets her sit in the back of his mind. He still hasn't burned the bridge. And until he does, you will always walk on ground that could collapse beneath you. God is not trying to break your heart, he's trying to save it. Because you, my child, are worth more than fighting against someone's ghost. You are worth a love that is clean, free, whole, not shared. Heaven says, don't chase him when he runs into the past. Don't beg for what he should freely give. Don't lower yourself to compete for something that should already belong to you. This is why you feel exhausted. This is why you cry and then pretend you're okay. This is why you hold on to his love with both hands while secretly fearing it will slip away. Because deep down, you already sense what I am confirming now, his love is real, but his freedom is not. And God warns you, if you ignore this, if you try to fix it on your own, you will break. Because no matter how much you pour yourself out, no matter how much you prove your worth, you cannot erase her shadow. It is his battle, not yours. And if you stay blind to this, you will drown in a sea that was never meant to be yours to carry. But listen closely, God is not telling you this so you walk away in despair. He is telling you this because he wants you to stand in your worth. To say, I am not a second option. I am not a half-love. I am not a replacement for someone who won't leave. You are chosen, but you must choose yourself too. And until he chooses to cut those ties, you cannot keep giving him the whole of you when he is giving you only parts of him. God says, my daughter, my son, don't think love means suffering endlessly. I did not create you to be chained to someone else's indecision. I created you to be loved fully, without condition, without division. And when the time is right, you will see a love that doesn't make you question if you're enough. You will see a love that doesn't make you compete with someone who left. You will see a love that is whole, real, and true. This message is not to tell you he doesn't care. He does. But it is to reveal that caring is not the same as choosing. And until he chooses, you must not surrender your peace. The shocking truth is this, he loves you, but she still controls the pieces of his heart. And God says, now that you know, you must decide if you will wait in chains, or rise in freedom. Don't skip this. Don't think you can just brush it off. This is heaven pleading with you, wake up before your soul is drained dry. God loves you too much to let you stay blind. You have been chosen for more than this battle, more than this triangle, more than being haunted by a ghost that isn't yours. Step back. Breathe. Let God handle what you cannot. This is still for you. Heaven hasn't stopped speaking. Don't let your heart wander as you read this next part, because God is still whispering and He does not want you to miss even a single breath of what He is saying. This is not a story. This is not poetry. This is a lifeline. And the fact that you are still here, still reading, still searching, means your soul knows this is for you. God says, stay. Don't run. Let me finish what I began in your spirit. You've been living in a place of half-light, haven't you? One moment you feel the warmth of His love, and the next moment the cold shadow of her presence sweeps across you like a winter wind. And you tell yourself, if I love Him enough, if I am patient enough, if I fight hard enough, He will finally let her go. But your soul is tired. You can't even tell your friends how tired you are because they don't see it the way you do. They only see the smiles, the pictures, the moments you post. They don't see the quiet tears at night, the way your chest aches when you catch Him lost in thought, the way you flinch at the sound of her name. God says, I see it all. I have watched you trying to build a home out of a man who has not finished emptying his closet. I have seen you trying to anchor your heart to someone still drifting between two shores. And heaven grieves with you, because you have been pouring so much of yourself into a love that does not yet have room to hold you fully. He does not mean to hurt you. That's the dangerous part. He may truly believe he is loving you with all he has. But all he has is still fragmented. And you, beloved, deserve more than fragments. You deserve the fullness of a heart that has burned the bridges of the past and walked into the future with both feet. You are not a stopgap. You are not a comfort while he heals. You are not a soft place for him to land while he keeps her in the shadows. God says, you must begin to see yourself as I see you. You are not here to fight ghosts. You are not here to battle memories. You are not here to try to win a competition that should not even exist. You have been feeling like your worth is tied to whether or not he finally chooses you completely. But heaven shouts over the lies. Your worth was decided before you were born. It is not measured by his ability to love you well. This is the part of the truth that hurts to hear but will heal you when you let it sink in. Until he faces his wounds, until he releases her hold on his heart, he cannot give you the love you are craving. He can try. He can make promises. He can swear he's over it. But you will always feel the gap, the missing piece, the invisible barrier between you. And that barrier is not your fault. It's not your failure. It's not because you're not enough. It's because he hasn't been freed yet. God is calling you to stop seeing yourself as powerless. You keep thinking, if I just wait a little longer, maybe everything will change. But what if waiting only breaks you? What if waiting only feeds the cycle? God says, you are not called to be an endless sacrifice for someone else's healing. You can pray for him. You can intercede for him. You can wish him freedom. But you cannot chain yourself to his process. This is where heaven starts to turn the message from pain to power. Listen carefully. God is not telling you to leave him. God is not telling you to stay. God is telling you to stand. Stand in your worth. Stand in your clarity. Stand in the truth you've been running from. Because when you stand in truth, you stop trying to fix what only God can fix. You stop contorting yourself to fill the gaps in someone else's soul. You stop bleeding to prove your loyalty. The Spirit says, your love is real, but it is not your job to be His Savior. That is mine. And in that, there is freedom. Because you have been living as if your entire future depends on whether or not He can cut her off. But your future is bigger than this. God's plans for you are bigger than this triangle, bigger than this tug of war, bigger than the ghost that still controls the pieces of His heart. You don't have to decide everything today. God is not asking you to. But He is asking you to stop ignoring what is in front of you. To stop telling yourself that love means waiting forever while you shrink. To stop believing that your only choices are to fight or to leave. There is a third way, the way of surrender. Not surrender to pain, but surrender to God's protection. Surrender to His timing. Surrender to the truth that He loves you too much to let you stay in a place where you are always second to a memory. And God is promising you this: if you release your grip on trying to control this outcome, He will show you the next step. It may be a step toward healing together. It may be a step toward walking away. But it will always be a step toward your freedom. Because God is not just concerned about your relationship. He is concerned about your soul. And your soul is worth more than being haunted by someone else's past. This is still God speaking to you, and the fact that you are still here means your spirit knows these words are not random. Heaven is not done yet. Heaven will not let you walk away from this halfway healed, halfway free. God says, I am going to show you what you could not see. I am going to expose what was hidden, not to hurt you but to make sure you never again mistake chains for love. You have been sensing things, haven't you? The little signs. The way His phone goes silent when you're near. The way His eyes sometimes look like He's somewhere else. The way He says, I'm done with her, but never quite deletes the memories. Those are not coincidences. Those are the quiet alarms Heaven has been setting off inside your spirit. And every time you feel that knot in your stomach, that flash of unease, that's not paranoia, that's discernment. God is showing you the gap between what He says and what is still happening inside Him. He still has pieces of her, and she still has pieces of him. Not always because He wants it that way. Sometimes it's because of guilt. Sometimes it's because of a wound He hasn't healed. Sometimes it's because He's addicted to the familiarity of pain. Sometimes it's because she knows how to tug at the strings of His history. And as long as those strings are uncut, she will be able to pull at the fragments of His heart even when He tries to run toward you. God says, do not misread this. This is not about her being better than you. This is about Him not being ready. The enemy wants you to think you are less, that you are losing some invisible competition. But Heaven says, no. You are not losing. You are being protected. Protected from investing all of you into someone who cannot yet give all of himself. protected from building a future on ground that still belongs to the past. This is why you've been so tired. This is why no matter how hard you love, no matter how patient you are, no matter how many times you forgive, you feel like you're pouring water into a jar that leaks. Because until he closes that chapter, the jar will always leak. And you will always find yourself trying to fill it faster, thinking maybe you just need to love harder. But you could love perfectly and it would still leak. Because the hole is not in you. The hole is in him. God is begging you now, stop punishing yourself for his unfinished healing. Stop thinking if you change yourself enough, he will finally change. Stop trying to be the cure for a wound you did not cause. That wound is between him and his past, between him and me. Only I can touch it. Only I can heal it. Only I can break the hold she still has on the fragments of his heart. And here is a secret from heaven that you have not yet seen. Sometimes I allow these seasons of waiting not to torment you but to reveal to you what you cannot yet name. I allow the delays so you see the truth. Because if I let him come to you too soon, before he was healed, you would have built a life on a half-love and wondered for years why you always felt unseen. This pause, this tension, is not punishment. It is revelation. And you must decide now, will you keep ignoring the revelation or will you let it set you free? You do not have to leave him. You do not have to stay. You do not have to announce anything. You do not even have to decide today. But you do have to stop pretending that everything is fine. You do this as God still speaking to you. You are still here because your spirit has been crying for clarity for so long that heaven will not stop until your heart has heard the full message. Don't rush. Don't skim. Don't tell yourself, I'll come back later. This is the moment where God starts to shift you from only seeing the truth to living inside it. God says, I have shown you the wound. Now I am going to show you how to walk without being cut by it. You have been living as if everything depends on you, your patience, your silence, your ability to forgive, your ability to be the safe place for him. You have been measuring yourself against another woman's ghost, thinking that if you just do it right you will finally win. But beloved, love is not supposed to feel like a competition. It is not supposed to feel like you are always waiting for someone to choose you. It is not supposed to drain your soul until you are only a shadow of yourself. Here is what heaven wants you to understand in this next part: you can love him without losing yourself. You can pray for him without taking on his chains. You can stand beside him without standing under the weight of his unfinished past. That is not selfish. That is holy. That is what it means to be whole. God says, begin here. Step 1. Stop shrinking. Stop making yourself small so that his confusion doesn't feel as heavy. Stop silencing your own needs so that his guilt feels less obvious. Stop pretending you are okay with half when your soul is crying for whole. Do not scream, do not demand, do not punish. Simply stand. Stand quietly but firmly inside the truth that you are worthy of a love that is undivided. Step 2. Guard your heart. This does not mean close your heart. It means stop pouring all of yourself into a vessel you know is leaking. Begin to set gentle but clear boundaries. Begin to say, I need honesty. Begin to say, I cannot build on words alone. Begin to say, I love you, but I cannot carry your ghosts. This is not an ultimatum. This is not manipulation. This is you walking as a child of God instead of as a beggar at the door of someone else's healing. Step 3. Pray for him without carrying his chains. When you pray, do not pray, God, make him love me. Do not pray, God, take her away so I can have him. Pray instead, God, heal him fully. God, release him completely. God, show me clearly where I am supposed to stand. Pray with open hands, not clenched fists. Because if you pray from desperation, you are still tying yourself to his battle. Pray from surrender, and you will start to feel peace even before anything changes. Step 4. Listen to the signs. If he begins to heal, you will see it in his actions, not just his words. He will start to draw clear boundaries himself. He will start to release old ties without you having to beg. He will begin to be consistent. He will begin to show up emotionally. You will feel the difference, because it will feel like breathing, not like waiting. If that happens, you can choose to walk forward together. If you do not see these signs, if the cycle continues, then you are free to step back. Not because you failed, but because you are choosing freedom. That is not disloyalty. That is wisdom. God says, you are not leaving him to the wolves. You are placing him into my hands. You are stepping out of a battlefield that is not yours. Step 5. Begin to see the bigger picture. You have built your hope around the idea of us. But God says, I have a future for you beyond this moment. You cannot see it yet, but I do. You will not miss your destiny by standing in your worth. You will not miss the right person by refusing to settle for half-love. You will not be left behind because you stopped fighting ghosts. On the contrary, you will be positioned for a love and a life that actually reflects what I dreamed for you when I created you. Beloved, this is the turning point. Heaven has been trying to get you here, to this place where your heart is finally quiet enough to hear the truth. Now it is time for you to breathe. Breathe out the fear. Breathe out the shame. Breathe out the guilt. Breathe out the sense that you are losing. You are not losing. You are being guided. God says, you are not second best. You are not an afterthought. You are not someone's safe option. You are my child. I will not let you be consumed by another's unfinished story. I will give you clarity. I will give you courage. I will give you peace. And when the time is right, I will give you a love that does not make you question if you're enough. Stay with this message. Let it keep unfolding in you. You don't have to rush to act. You don't have to panic. Just start to stand. Just start to guard your heart. Just start to pray with open hands. Just start to believe that you are worth more than a ghost-filled love. The more you do this, the more heaven can move on your behalf. The more you will see doors opening where before there were only walls. The more you will feel peace where before there was only exhaustion. This is still not the end. God has even more to say about what is waiting for you beyond this season, the miracles that will follow your surrender, the healing that will come to you, the freedom and joy that will feel like a brand new sunrise that have to stop covering up what I am exposing. You do have to stop living like your worth depends on whether or not He can finally let go of her. God says, I want to teach you a new way to love. A way that is not rooted in fear or competition. A way that does not drain you dry. A way that allows you to stand tall even while you wait for me to move. This is where you begin to shift. You no longer beg. You no longer try to prove. You no longer make yourself small hoping He will choose you. You simply stand in the truth, I am worthy of a whole love. I am worthy of someone fully present. I am worthy of more than fragments. And as you stand there, something will begin to change. You will start to see more clearly. You will start to feel less frantic. You will start to breathe again. And in that space, I will show you what to do next. I will show you if this is a man you will heal alongside, or a man you will release. But you will not decide from fear. You will decide from clarity. Beloved, don't think I am angry with you for loving Him. I am not. I am the one who created your heart. I know how deeply you feel. I know how hard you try. But I also know the future you cannot see, and that is why I am speaking this truth to you now. Because I want to spare you from years of trying to fix what was never yours to fix. I want to spare you from waking up one day wondering how you lost yourself in the process of loving someone who could not yet love you fully.